Line up, you fucking nerds. Who wants a shot at the champ?
The money line is live. We're talking UFC 271. I am AJ. I am joined by my good friend Mike Finch. Brother, how you doing?
Oh, so good, bro. Come on. 2 strikers on Saturday. We're going to have a fun card, my friend. Looking forward to it. Feeling good. It's like 80 degrees in February out here in Huntington Beach. We're getting our tan on. Living the life, man.
Life sounds beautiful over in Huntington Beach. You know, it's not bad where I'm at either, bro. The weather's like 70 degrees. No complaints, bro. February weather like that, bro. We're living it up right now. And we have a fire card to go through. I'm so excited for all the action. For the people watching, make sure to smash that like button. If you're new, subscribe, turn the post notifications on, share the video too. If you enjoy the content, maybe somebody you know might like it. And it's the Moneyline episode 8, Mike. We're almost at double digits, bro.
We're rolling. Like Burt Watson says, we rolling. Yeah.
Woo.
Yo night, yo fight, get it right, baby. And that's what we're doing, man. We're having fun with it, man. It is tough to break down a full card when you really have to dig into all the matchups, but I've been having fun and it's making me more invested. So by doing these, when Saturday rolls around, I'm crossing my fingers and my toes that my picks are right, and I'm having fun watching, man.
That's good stuff, bro. It turns you into the ultimate fan, especially when you throw a little dinero down on the line. Then you're really invested. Your pockets are invested too, brother.
Facts. I've been to Vegas a couple times, made some mistakes a couple times, my friend. Yeah, I brought a little wad of cash, see what I could do with it. So yes, most definitely. It's been fun betting on some fights.
Hell yeah, bro. I'm excited, man. Much love to everybody tuning in. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. We appreciate you guys. I'll try to get a little bit of live chat interaction going. You know, it won't be absolutely bonkers for each one, but I'm going to try to get as many comments as I can through, man. We do a decent job, Mike.
We do a decent job, and I call them out. You're the one who has to put them up, but I'll call them out. So what's up, guys? Yes, Billy Barnes, here we frickin' go. And Vegeta, one of my favorite characters from Dragon Ball Z. Thank you for tuning in, Vegeta. I appreciate it. If you want to bring Piccolo, that would be my other favorite, and we'll get the show started.
We've gone to a wide audience, bro, a cross-dimension type audience, bro.
You a Dragon Ball Z fan?
I'm going to be honest, bro. I've watched a few episodes, but unfortunately, I cannot say I'm a fan. I think it's cool. Bro, I'm so far behind, bro. So when I was in high school, my buddies were like, bro, check it out. I tried watching it, and then I was just too far behind. I don't know, man. Mike, if you recommend something to me, maybe like an accelerated version, do they have it like double speed? I'll check it out.
Brother, you needed to watch Dragon Ball Z in its heyday back when I was like 12, okay? So, you know, I think you missed the boat, my man. Showing you Dragon Ball Z in your 20s, it just ain't gonna hit right, dude.
Dude, unfortunately, I think I missed the boat on that one, but you know what? I caught the wave of the MMA game, bro. We're in the right spot, bro.
Good, 100%. A lot of MMA fighters get inspired by, you know, Bruce Lee movies, if we're talking further back, right? Chuck Norris, you know, Jet Li, Jackie Chan, and then for a lot of people, Dragon Ball Z is a big one, right? You keep going down the list. So, you know, I know a lot of fighters who wear the Dragon Ball Z rash guards, and they live it, man. This was their childhood. They're living out their dream of beating the shit out of people.
It's pretty fucking badass, bro. The best thing in the world, MMA, bro. And I can't wait to get into UFC 271. We got to start it off, man. Let's jump into it, bro. I'm going to first pull up fight number 1 on the card. It starts off Jeremiah Wells versus Blood Diamond Mike Mathetha.
Boom.
This is such an interesting fight, bro. Like, that's Adesanya's boy. He's hyping him up. He said he's ready. He said, Adesanya said this, I'm excited to see how the commentary tries and describes his style. And from what I've seen, it is a unique style and something that's hard to describe. He's got a very special flow to him. But now in MMA, this is no longer kickboxing. He's 3-0 in MMA, right? That's pretty nice. But UFC versus Jeremiah Wells, a guy who's been sparring with Paul Felder back in the day, worked his way up through the regional scene. Dude, it's very hard for me to go against MMA experience over just, you know, yes, he has 100 kickboxing fights or whatnot, but there's a different level to when you're fighting in a cage. Grappling's involved, the small gloves, a lot of things change with the UFC lights on as well. I'll tell you this, I think Jeremiah Wells is an absolute powerhouse, and regardless of Blood Diamond's kickboxing expertise, when you get into a cage fight with a guy that hits as hard as Wells, you can't get cocky on the feet. Even though this is kind of a bad example because it's up weight classes, Gohan Saki versus what's the name? It's escaping me, bro. He got knocked out badly versus Khalil Roundtree. There we go.
That's
Khalil
right.
Roundtree.
That's right.
I'm not saying this is the same fight, but I think that Jeremiah Wells on the feet stands a lot more of a chance than people would expect. And what happens when he gets the takedown and gets on top? How's Diamond going to respond? For me, I'm going to tell you my pick right off the bat, and then I'll lead it to you, Mike, see if you disagree. I got to go the Jeremiah Wells side. I'm thinking potentially a ground and pound stoppage, maybe TKO in the second round, but you may even see him do it on the feet. What do you think?
Man, you said that Wells has been sparring with Paul Felder. Is that what you said? Do you realize how quickly Blood Diamond would head kick KO Paul Felder in a kickboxing match? Like, Blood Diamond has, I think, when I started researching him a little deeper, I actually wrote down that exact Israel Adesanya quote that you just said to me, which is awesome. But if you really start researching and digging into his kickboxing, I think he's got the best head kicks I've ever seen. I have never seen, it's kind of like the Rose Namajunas and Weili kick where it just pop, just comes up there. There's no like turnover of the hip, right? Blood Diamond's in your face. It looks like he's just standing right there in front of you, and all of a sudden his shin bounces off your head and it's over. He's at City Kickboxing. They're turning out Dan Hooker, Alexander Volkanovski, Israel Adesanya. You know, they've got a deep roster of mixed martial artists for him to work with. So it's not like this guy's just coming from some kickboxing gym. He's from one of the most successful MMA gyms in the world. Now you put your finger on something important. Wells has an ability or an opportunity, let's say, to take him down and win this fight that way. And Wells is as explosive as they come. I think that explosion by Wells will give him an opportunity, but with great risk comes great reward. So could Wells KO him? Maybe that is possible, that Wells just explodes and decapitates Blood Diamond. However, I think Blood Diamond's striking is really going to be on display here. He looks phenomenal. Just did a camp, you know, with the entire City Kickboxing team, Israel Adesanya. You know that he's got awesome sparring over there. I think he's ready for an MMA fight. With that being said, if Wells is smart, Wells takes his time, doesn't get caught with anything crazy, uses his explosiveness to get in and get a hold. As soon as Wells gets his hands clasped, I like him in this fight. Unless he does that, I think Blood Diamond's going to knock him out. I think Wells' style, the way he blitzes forward, will get him into trouble. I'm going to take Blood Diamond with the knockout of the night.
Mike with the Blood Diamond knockout of the night call. That's savage, bro. I respect it.
Oh,
he's a viable dog. The name is badass. The story is there. And if Blood Diamond can win, you got a marketable fighter. I mean, he's boys with the champ. There's a lot of history. I guess I'm having a hard time picking against the MMA veteran. That's my MMA sided mind here. And you know what? I'll say definitely viable underdog. On the betting side of things, like, yeah, it's widespread towards the side of Jeremiah Wells over Blood Diamond. Right now, Wells, he's sitting at a minus 220 favorite. Diamond, you can find him around plus 210. So, like, yeah, money to be made on Blood Diamond. And you like him by knockout. So let's say he gets the knockout. Looking at the potential play, plus 300 for KO Blood Diamond. So maybe the people thinking that something.
Brother, I think it makes sense. I think that's the most likely way this fight ends. He's my favorite underdog of the night. And, you know, to say that Blood Diamond's kicks and knees are better than Wells is the understatement of the year. This guy has kicks and knees that come out of nowhere. They come out of, you know, another realm. They come into this one and then they go back to whatever timeline they came from. So when Wells can't see the strike coming, that's going to be a big issue for him. If he's smart, he gets a hold of him. I think there are guys who will beat Blood Diamond. You know, he's going to have to really get good at wrestling, and we haven't seen enough evidence to really say that he has. But man, with all that kickboxing experience, I think that does play into this. You know, he's only 3-0 as a professional in MMA. That's a baby. Yeah, that's he just lost his virginity. So that's a problem. However, he's had so much kickboxing experience that when you're standing across from somebody and you're nervous and the lights are on and the cameras are on, he's dealt with all that shit. He's had more fights than Wells by far. So, you know, the only things that I want to see, the X factors, the things I don't know, are what happens on the fence, what happens on the ground. Those things we have yet to see. I'm going to say that Wells is not the guy to do it. I think Blood Diamond's going to put a shin on the side of his head.
I respect it, man. I like the pick. I'm going to say that Blood Diamond gets taken down here and Wells pulls it off with a bit of grappling, maybe surprises him on the feet. But first round is a tell-all. If Wells doesn't go for the takedown, he starts trying to scrap, does that craziness that he did against Warley Alves, 100%. I think Diamond could find the knockout. The head kick, dude, realistically, Blood Diamond is by far a superior technician on the feet, even though he has a unique flow. Like people can say he's awkward or whatnot. There's MMA awkward and then there's kickboxing awkward. He's high level in the stand-up game, without a doubt. I just feel like Wells is going to look for that grappling. But you know what? I may be absolutely off here, and you might have the dog of the night right here. So people take note of Mike's pick. Got to show some love to the man.
I'm trying. Undefeated says same, but taking my chances with Blood Diamond. Lawrence, best bet to make in this fight is violence under 2.5 or even under 1.5. That makes sense to me, man. Something Paul Felder said is that Wells likes to go for big slams and whatnot. If he could really start, fatiguing Diamond with some big slams, some big grappling, that would make sense for him. Guys, he's such an underdog. I might take a stab at it, AJ. I got to be honest. I might take a stab at it.
I like it, bro. I respect it. And you know what? It's definitely possible here. So that's a great. I like that we disagreed to start because, like, the past couple of weeks, I feel like we
agreed way too much.
Way too much, man.
Yeah,
way too much, man.
This is how we do it.
Yes.
This is how we have a fun Saturday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it. You got Blood Diamond. I got Jeremiah Wells. What a way to start the night off. Violence on either side, I think, is guaranteed. They're going to be selling hella pay-per-views, especially when you watch that early prelim. It's like, yeah, I want to see every fight on this card. This is a sweet card. I cannot wait for it. Let's jump to the next fight, though, Mike, because we got a lot of fights to cover on this card.
We do. It's a stacked card, bro.
Stacked. Now, we have Douglas Silva de Andrade versus Sergey Morozov. Fun fight here. Bantamweight division matchup. Prospect side of Morozov. I think he's got some good tools here. Andrade, powerhouse, built dude, strong. Almost like reminds you a little bit of John Lineker, but not the same level of him. A little bit of a Lineker lookalike. What do you think on this one, Mike? You have a side that you're really strong towards. What do you like?
Yeah, not really strong, but I like Morozov in this fight. He's got just a little bit slicker exits out the back. I like the distance management a little better. And I think people are going to underestimate him because the way he got out wrestled by Umar Nurmagomedov. Umar Nurmagomedov looks so damn good in that fight. I think Morozov is the better wrestler between these two guys. I think that does come into play. I like him by decision.
Yeah, I expect the same type of thing. If you're on the Andrade side, it would be he needs to land a big power shot. But I think Morozov's kickboxing is pretty smooth. I think he's technical on the feet. And the way he changed the wrestling in is pretty nice. I could see Andrade taken down. I see that this wrestling threat is going to stifle the stand-up. I don't necessarily see him being able to let the hands fly and just go crazy when Morozov's going to be looking to get it to the floor. I'm with you, bro. We're on the exact same pick here. So we got some agreement. I think unanimous decision for Morozov, bro.
It makes sense. I think making it a mixed martial arts fight, keeping it pretty close on the feet, scoring the takedowns. I see him winning, 30-27, all scorecards.
Yeah. And you know what? I think he's going to get in close takedown after takedown. Some moments on the feet, too. I just don't think Andrade has what it is here that's needed to beat a guy like Sergey Morozov, who's definitely on the rise. I mean, losing to Nurmagomedov is not a bad loss. I mean, shit, he's looking like an absolute monster.
Man, his takedowns in that fight. He would shoot on Morozov. Morozov would have an underhook, a complete underhook, and Usman would, or Umar, I keep saying Usman, would clamp. There is an Usman Nurmagomedov. He fights in Bellator. Come check out his stuff. He would clamp that arm in and just keep running that double leg and finish the double. It was very Khabib-like follow through on the shot. Normally people hit those hips, somebody sprawls on you, and then you got to come away with a single, try to stand back up. No, Nurmagomedov just keeps driving, and he got through Morozov. You won't see that level of wrestling very often, especially from the Brazilian. Is the Brazilian going to be dangerous with his jiu-jitsu, dangerous with his striking? Yes. It's a dangerous fight. Not betting the house, but Morozov should win this MMA fight just by being able to control where the fight takes place and, sort of having a more calm and a calculated approach on the feet.
Yeah, I agree with that. You couldn't have said it better myself, man. Odds-wise, if you're on Morozov, he's minus 190. Andrade opposite side plus 185. I like this fight going longer here. So if I am picking Morozov, decision prop bet sitting at plus 125 around that range. So not bad value there. Even if you're like, hey, I want to play an over, you could go over 2.5 or fight goes distance. You're looking at like minus 185 over 2.5, minus 165 for fight goes distance. So, hey, decent value. betting side, purely the over-unders you can cash too. But I like Morozov to win. I'm pretty high confidence in him, man. I definitely have some juice that I'm going to be popping on him, bro, because I think he's worth it stylistically. I think it's a good matchup, man, especially with like Andrade, that more like set down tie-ish style. He moves all right. Like he doesn't have like as stiff as a style as some of those pure tie guys does. He definitely has a hybrid tie style, but I just see the takedowns, man. I see too many takedowns.
Agreed. Yeah. Lawrence Michaels saying Morozov possibly even submission. I don't know. Rob Font was the only one to submit the Brazilian, and I don't see that being the way this thing plays out. I see Morozov being the one shooting in. If anything, Morozov maybe is more at risk to get his neck caught than Andrade.
Yeah, I don't think he's submitting him. I like decision. Both of us on the same side there. We got the favorite, Morozov, for the win. I like it, bro. Let's keep on running up this card. Next one, AJ Dobson, Jacob Malkoun. I'll kick this one off here.
Please.
Malkoun can wrestle, and he proved that against Abdul Razak Al Hassan, and it's something that I guess a lot of people didn't expect from his game, because Al Hassan, the judo thunder, this guy's a powerhouse, not an easy guy to out-wrestle. AJ Dobson, there's so many question marks around him. But one thing I saw in the contenders is, damn, this guy can crack, and he's willing to stand up and fight. There's a lot of confidence in that power. He'll sit in the pocket and mix it up. Heavy hooks. Malhoun's not a bad stand-up fighter on his own side, but like I feel like he had that bad Phil Hawes knockout. So people are like, oh, this guy might be glass jawed, whatever. Hawes just hits damn hard, caught him at the perfect shot. That's the fight game. And Malkoun has actually fought as a pro boxer, I believe. So there's definitely some stand-up accolades there. The wrestling grind is a viable aspect to say, okay, I'm on the Malkoun side. But I really feel like AJ Dobson has something that is drawing me towards him. He's got some explosive knockout power. From what I saw in the Contender Series, he showed good grappling from the top position, control, ground and pound, patience with it. Yeah, I can get a little crazy with the knockout attempt, going for it, but he could get it done too. I'm leaning to Dobson by knockout side, Mike. What do you think, bro?
Damn it. Do we agree again? Damn it. Let's keep disagreeing. Look, I see the same thing. Like you said, Malkoun is patient on the feet. He is experienced. He's been a boxer. He's been training with Robert Whittaker this entire camp. I'm sure he had phenomenal sparring. I'm sure he's in great shape, ready to strike at a high level. But Dobson has that different level of explosiveness. Dobson does take risks when he does that now. When he, did it on Dana White's Contender Series, and he got an awesome stoppage. But damn, he really likes to just bang it out, and he sort of leaves his chin vulnerable to be touched as well. Is Malkoun the guy to get there? I don't know if he'll have the speed and timing to get there. It's a another high risk, high reward type fighter. Dobson will get caught doing that one day. Is this the guy to catch him? I don't think so. Dobson might put him away with some punches.
Yeah, I like the punches, knockout, first or second. Could even see it a little bit later, maybe early in the third. But I think the stand-up's going to be on display for AJ Dobson, who gives me Jared Cannonier vibes a bit. I don't know if you feel the same. He reminds me almost of like that style, like explosive puncher, can knock out some guys that are going to shoot for takedowns. Obviously, we're going to find out how Cannonier does when he takes on the ultimate wrestling at 185 with Brunson. We'll talk about that fight in a bit. But I think AJ Dobson wins against Malkoun.
Yeah, Malkoun should take it easy in this fight. Try to get Dobson tired. I would be interested to see if Dobson unloads the gas tank, lays on the gas pedal like he does. What does he have as the fight goes on? In a tough fight, especially if it was a 5-round fight, you might start putting that into the math a little bit more. In a 3-round fight, I'm still going to lean towards him. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, the UFC does this next level thing where they did it on Slava Claus, and now they did one on Dobson as well. Very cool. Very well done. Shout out to the UFC on that. That is extremely high production quality, and it just tells the story super well. So you start feeling like you knew Slava Claus before he fought last. You know Dobson before he fights now. And that's a very cool story piece on him, guys. You can check that out on YouTube.
And I'd say that's a sign that the UFC is seeing some potential in this kid as well.
You got it. You got it. And that's why this matchup, makes some sense. Just like Slava Claus' last matchup, they want to bring these guys up right. And you got to keep your eye on that. When that's happening, the fighters feel it too. It's an aura. They start building an aura around these guys. And, watch out for Dobson to rack up a couple wins here. This one looks good, like a good matchup for him.
Agreed. Now, odd side of things, the AJ Dobson and Malkoun fight is even money, essentially. You find Dobson around -110. If you're like, hey, I want Dobson to win, and I'm thinking he's going to get the knockout, which me and you both are leaning towards. It is plus 230 value, so it's some decent upside for a heavy hitter versus, a guy not super experienced, vulnerabilities potentially, and I'm seeing KO, man. We're both on Dobson.
I like it. Jerry coming in Malkoun by submission, bro. He's got to get him down first. He's got to get past that left fist and that right fist. Totally possible. If you're fighting Dobson, the last thing you want to do is just plant your feet and go Vanderaa Silva style with him. You want to get a hold of him. You want to get some lactic acid in those shoulders. That game plan makes some sense.
Yeah, absolutely, my brother. I am with you. I like the fight. I'm excited, bro. This card is like stacked from top to bottom. They got good fights throughout the prelims, man.
Come on, man. They're bringing it. The first set of prelims, the second set of prelims, and then this top to bottom, this is one of my favorite cards I've seen in recent memory. It might be the best card this year.
At least so far.
I'll go for that. I'll say best card this year for the UFC at least.
Let's go. Next one, it is Carlos Ulberg versus Fabio Cherant. This is interesting, right? Adesanya's boy Ulberg. Fabio Cherant, last I heard, this was during the commentary of the William Knight fight, he's only been training martial arts for a little bit over 5 years, and it's crazy to see how far he's taken it at this point. I definitely feel like he has a lot of potential, man. But now you throw him Ulberg, who is just a phenom striking-wise. Yeah, the Zachuku fight was a big letdown. He got tired. He went for the finish. I don't think you can write Ulberg off just yet. Mike, I want to know your side before I give mine here. Who you thinking?
Carlos has a lot of kickboxing experience, and if you watch his kickboxing, man, he is a finisher. He knows how to put people away. Obviously a physical specimen, but damn, is he a killer with his kicks, with his punches. He gets a little wild, he gets a little crazy, but man, in this matchup, we've already seen Fabio get put out by William Knight. I think Carlos Ulberg has much better striking than both William Knight or Fabio Cherant. I really like him in this fight. If Fabio could bust out some takedowns, I think that would be really smart for him instead of standing there and exchanging with a much more experienced kickboxer. Like you said, he doesn't have a ton of martial arts experience. I think the first fight I saw his was back in 2016. What are we, 2022? So, I mean, he's been fighting since then, AJ. So if he's been fighting since 2016, I'm sure you got Tapology up. Let me know. All respect to him. Guys, I never shit on fighters. He looked like shit in 2016. When I was watching Fabio Cherant fight in 20, I was like, anybody in the UFC would beat him. A lot better now, especially if he can apply pressure, put some grappling together, get a couple takedowns, be a complete mixed martial artist. That's how he finds victory in this fight. As far as the striking matchup goes, I love it for Ulberg. I think he's going to put him away, man. I think Ulberg's going to put some kicks and punches together, get a finish, at least late.
Did you read my notes beforehand? I'm thinking the exact same thing.
You didn't send them, bro. You didn't send them.
No, I didn't, bro. I love seeing it live, bro, that we're on the exact same page. Because, dude, I think Ulberg is going to put a display on. And you know what? As unfortunate it is, it sucks to lose. He took a lot out of that Zachuku fight, man. He's like, okay, I'm better than that guy. I just have to be more patient. It's an MMA fight that's 3 5-minute rounds. He doesn't have to get the finish in the first 3 minutes. And that's what he kind of tried to do in that fight.
Right.
Fabio Cherant, though, is a guy that has been stunned, put out. William Knight, powerful striker, certainly not nearly the technician of Ulberg. As long as Ulberg stays on his feet, I suggest that he will. He's finding the chin. I'm going to say he's going to knock Fabio Cherant probably under a round and a half here. I'm thinking first, second round KO, man. You have a round, you're thinking?
Now you're really pushing me. It could happen at any point. It really depends on what Fabio decides to bring. Sometimes people get knocked out and their next fights, they try to be more patient, too reserved. You've seen this, multiple times. Let's say like Francis Ngannou, after he lost the title fight against Stipe, comes out and has a staring contest. Like you never really know how people are going to come back off of KO losses. But I will say this, if Fabio is able to grapple more in this fight, he has a pathway to get into the later rounds. That's what he wants to do early anyway. He doesn't want to start brawling with Ulberg, because I think he'll get put out. I was thinking a late KO, but I agree 100%. If Ulberg comes out guns a-blazing like he has before, he could knock this guy out in 30 seconds, man. I've got a lot of confidence in the striking level difference between the two. I think the smart money's on Carlos.
Yeah, with you, bro. I like a by knockout. Let's look at the pure betting side. As a money line favorite, minus 245 for Carlos Ulberg. Cherant sitting around plus 220. If you like the knockout, if that's the side you want to play for Ulberg, you're really getting not the greatest deal. It's minus 130. So they're even, covering it because they're feeling like, we think Ulberg's getting the KO. Maybe you're on the over under side. If you go under 1.5, it's minus 135. But I don't love that play because if Cherant and Ulberg fight at a little bit of a slower pace, we could see this fight getting into the second, third round for sure. But I think Ulberg's stand-up's on display, man. I like Ulberg to win. Big favorite, of course. Yeah. So money line, not the best value, but I still think it's worth playing. Let's get it, bro. We're both on the same side. Carlos Ulberg, knockout.
Knockout. I mean, if he was fighting somebody with more power, somebody who represented sort of a better counter puncher than Cherant, it could be a problem. Because if you look at some of Ulberg's finishes, he likes to start bang. When he's got somebody hurt, man, he goes for it. So there's a little bit of risk involved there. Never bet the house on somebody who likes to throw from their grandma's house, right? You got to kind of have a little better defense. I'd like to see Ulberg apply some of that in this fight. He just might, man. Excited for this one for sure. Potential future star in Ulberg.
I feel like that, bro. His hands are fantastic, and I love the way he'll mix in the punches, the kicks. It's just hard to time, heavy body shots. I'm excited to see what Ulberg brings here, man. I really think the future's bright, and I think it starts off right now, win over Fabio Cherant. We're both on the same side here. Let's keep running up this fantastic card. And for the people watching, make sure you smash that like button. If you're new, subscribe. Keep it locked in here at MMA Experts. Keep checking out the money line with me and my man, Mike Finch. And let's get to the next fight. Alexander Hernandez, Renato Moicano, Brazil versus USA. Hernandez, he talked all that smack and then Cowboy kicked him in the face a while back. He's on a roll, though. He's done well, man. And Hernandez has evolved. I like Hernandez's kickboxing, dude. He's good on the feet. He puts a nice pressure on his opponents. On the ground, he's got decent tools. I don't see him as a guy that has a whole ground, like a question mark around it. Not a lot of holes overall in the game. He's a well-balanced martial artist who's pretty athletic. On the opposite side, Renato Moicano is a grappling savage. If he gets on top, he does great work from the top, nasty submission games. There's question marks, though. At 45, he got knocked out a couple of times. Bad. Chan Sung Jung, Jose Aldo. Then he comes up, wins a fight, then Fiziev sleeps him. But Fiziev, you see how good he ends up doing. Now, Moicano, can he avoid the knockout shot? This is a fight that I've been 50-50 on. I've been torn. Yeah. I'm leaning the Moicano side, but it's a hard fight to pick. What do you think, Mike?
I've been going back and forth on this one. I like both guys a lot. I think that Moicano's striking is underrated because of some of those knockout losses. Guys, look who those are to. Jose Aldo, right? Fiziev. Rafael Fiziev, that's the striking coach of Tiger Muay Thai. Like, Fiziev is the striking coach of Hamzat, okay? So we're talking about very, very high-level guys who have beaten him, If you look over at Hernandez, Hernandez is younger, bigger, perhaps stronger. That stuff is going to come into play when the matchup gets close here. Does Moicano have better striking? I think better kicks, better Muay Thai. Is he better on the ground? Maybe he's better at jiu-jitsu. Maybe he's better with his finishes. But in the mixed martial arts fight, it's going to be hard to beat the bigger, stronger, athletic, confident Hernandez. So how about a draw? How about a double knockout? I don't know. I've been going back and forth on this one nonstop. You said you like Moicano. I'm serious. If you're going Moicano, put me down for Hernandez because I am staying away from betting on this one. Very good matchup, by Sean Shelby and Mick Maynard. This is the right fight for both of these guys. This will really tell us a lot. Hernandez, his career could go two different ways, and same thing with Moicano. Moicano gets written off, but his only losses are to A+ level guys. Let's see him against Hernandez, and let's see what he's able to bring, like you said, at a higher weight class against a bigger opponent.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. I'm ready to see it for sure. I'm not convinced after the Jai Herbert win from Moicano that he's going to make a run, but he's still got the tools, man. He's a good fighter, and I feel like I'm going to have him edge in and out here. I don't know about a finish. I could see it going long. Maybe he locks up a sub. This is one of those fights where it's going to be sit down, enjoy the action. If you're
Hell
on
yeah.
the betting side, though, because somebody's going to be betting down on one of these guys, I got to give you the insight. As far as the odds, Alexander Hernandez is a plus 145 favorite. So if I'm on the betting side, I kind of like, maybe I want to sprinkle down Hernandez with a little something, nothing too crazy, but a little bit of action. Hernandez, if you're on him, win. If you were to pick a method, do you have one? Do you think he could knock out Renato Moicano, man?
Yeah, either of them could knock out each other. Moicano could land a head kick, could land, he's got wicked Muay Thai, man. Again, people are underestimating his Muay Thai. Why? Because he got, knocked out by some of the best fighters in the world. I wrote him down here. I feel like I'm missing one. The Korean Zombie. That's right. Yes. Jose Aldo, Korean Zombie, Rafael Fiziev, and then Brian Ortega was able to get him. Those are his only 4 losses. If you only lose to those 4 people, you could still be one of the top few best fighters in the world. Like, that's very high level stuff, I think Moicano could absolutely get a knockout finish. So can Hernandez. What do I think is going to happen? It's going all 3.
Yeah, I like it, bro. I'm going to go Moicano decision. You're going the Hernandez decision side. If you're betting it, I would say maybe dog or pass style play on this one. That's kind of how I'm feeling, man. Maybe you're even on an over. I'm kind of thinking over 1.5 is an interesting play. It's minus 150 here. I like over 1.5 as far as bets go, because I could see it going longer than that, man. I think that's actually pretty great value over 1.5 for this fight.
That would be the only thing that would make sense to me. Yes, they're both tough. They're both game. They're both going to go 3 rounds. That would be my bet here. And a lot of the fights we've already picked as finishes. I'm picking a lot of finishes on this card. This ain't one of them.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I like it. I like that we're kind of on the same side, but the opposite side. It's be cautious type picks.
I'm on the sidelines on this one. How about
sidelines? I like that one. I like that one. Good fight, man. Good fight. The card is delivering. Absolutely delivering. Let's keep on running, though. We got more. Next fight of the night, Martinez versus Ronnie Lawrence. I'm very excited to see how these prospects collide. Mike, Ronnie Lawrence did not wrestle in high school or collegiately, but he's developed some nasty MMA wrestling. Do you think that's enough to handle a pretty good Martinez here?
Yeah, and the biggest difference I noticed between these two is the competition they fought. In his last fight, Martinez went to a split decision with Guido Canetti, and Guido Canetti's 8-6, man. If you look at the competition that Martinez has gone against, much tougher guys. I think Martinez comes in this fight and could look spectacular. Yes, I think he'll get on top in this fight. I think he'll do fine on the feet as well. I like the matchup for him. I think he could have a good showing here. Another one I think will go all 3, but yeah, don't underestimate Martinez. If he could pass the guard, get to some dominant positions here, he could definitely look good. It's just that Lawrence has fought the better fighters. I think Lawrence is going to control where the fight takes place, and that's a big deal, man. When you can control where a fight takes place, you are sort of in the driver's seat, and that's where I think Lawrence might find himself in this one. I would watch out for him by decision.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I like Lawrence is stand-up too, and the way he chains in the wrestling, man. He's going to give you tricky looks on the feet, and then he's going to take you down, which is a fantastic style to have. Mana, definitely a pretty decent kickboxer, good pressure. He's comfortable out of both stances. I like the combination strikes against the cage. He'll mix it up well with wrestling and grappling in his own right, but I don't think he has the same level here of Lawrence. I also think Lawrence is a pretty physically strong guy. He's a gifted athlete, and that's why he's been able to learn how to wrestle without a wrestling background, through, the young ranks, like majority of guys who are known for takedowns do have. So I'm on the Ronnie Lawrence side. I like him to win by a decision here.
We picked again. We picked together again. Watch out, guys. We're starting to link back up.
Yeah, linking up here, bro. I like it though, man, especially with these like higher confidence ones. I'm glad that you're on the same side as me here. As far as the lines, minus 275 for Lawrence, Martinez plus 260. Not necessarily great value, right? Betting side money line, but I am very confident in Lawrence. I do think he could be a potential parlay addition as well. If you like decision, let's say you do win by decision for Ronnie Lawrence, that's sitting at plus 115. That's a little plus money. Might be the one for me, man.
Agreed. Yeah, that does make sense. Although if Lawrence wants to make a statement, now's the time. Right now is the time, because the matchups are only going to get tougher. When you're in those lighter weight classes in the UFC, there's not many quick cakewalks available. There are not many cakewalks available in the other top organizations as well. These lighter guys are so damn talented nowadays. So if he wants to get up to the upper echelon, he should, in his mind, be looking for a finish. Will he get it? That's not what I'm predicting, but that's what his mindset should be, should he want the big payday.
Hell yeah, bro. I agree. And the big show is in the house, man. What's up, my G? Yeah, bro. I'm excited, man. There's a good fight here, bro. Like when I see a prospect like Ronnie Lawrence, it's like I gotta keep my eye on him, bro. I feel something special out of him. I don't know. And the UFC's kind of feeling the same thing. He's getting a little bit of hype. I'm hearing it behind the scenes. Like, hey, this guy, he's got a little something to watch out for. I think he's got the juice. I think he wins here. We're on the same side. Ronnie Lawrence for the win. It's a damn good one, man. These prelims are hitting the spot, man. These are good prelims. These ain't your basic prelims, bro.
Agreed. All the way up and down, 100%. I'm pumped. I'll be tuning in for the first fight of the night for sure. I gotta see Blood Diamond and Wells, man. This is gonna be a good one. Good card.
That's what I like to hear, my brother. Let's keep on running. We'll jump to our next fight of the night, the light heavyweights. William Knight, Maxim Grishin. This is such an interesting fight because I feel like William Knight beating Alonzo Menfield, that's like a bigger win than beating Maxim here. He took this fight on a little bit of short notice. He stepped in. I believe it was originally supposed to be Ed Herman, Maxim Grishin. William Knight is a powerhouse, bro. He is absolute unit power. Touches you, you go out. Doesn't have the best technique on the floor. Doesn't need it, bro. He's got that Derek Lewis from the bottom. So just throw you off. Supposedly, like, he's bench pressing 225 like almost 50 times or something crazy. I don't know. It's something insane, bro. This guy he's a monster, bro. Like one of those specimens. And if he touches your chin, he's doing damage. Grishin, though, has some advantages. He's a longer guy. He's got a lot of pro experience. If he makes this a slower pace fight, avoids the big shots, maybe clinches up, wears on Knight, a lot easier said than done, though, especially Knight showing, like, as big as he is, he's got a bit of a gas tank nowadays. He's gotten better, man. He's on a roll. I'll be honest, dude. It's hard for me to go against William Knight in this matchup. What do you think?
William Knight has the touch of death, man. He could put somebody unconscious with whatever type of shot from whatever type of angle. The problem is he's so damn stocky that he starts getting a little on the slow side when he gets tired. And somebody who's a good outside striker, maybe has a good jab, maybe does a good job picking somebody apart from a distance, should have a pretty good outing against Knight. You can kind of see him when he wants to throw a big punch. You kind of can tell it's coming, So I think some of the best strikers in the division will give him problems. With that being said, is Maxim Grishin the guy? I'll tell you this, there is an availability for a right hand against William Knight as well, and Maxim Grishin has some KOs himself. So if he can go ahead and be the longer guy, kind of stay a little too far away to get into a fight and then bang that cross down the pipe, he might find some success as well. I think one of the best things you could do is stay the hell away from William Knight, kick those legs, move around that cage. And is that what Maxim Grishin is going to employ? I haven't seen enough evidence that that's what he's going to do. What I see is him a little heavier on his feet than I would like, a little more willing to exchange than I would like. Is he going to out-grapple him? That might be a possibility to a victory as well. But the more I run this fight through my head, the more I just see them clashing a few times. Even if, Grishin is leading the fight on points, Knight might find a big punch, end the night. I'm going William Knight, ending the night, no pun intended, by knockout. I think he's going to get the KO, bro.
I'm with you, bro. I'm going KO too, man. I think he's going to find that chin of Grishin, man. He's an upright fighter. And I feel like that tall style coming in, there's openings for that overhand punch. Grishin comes in a little too close. He's going to get touched, and it just takes one. Knight is like, I don't want to compare him to Derek Lewis, but he does have that type of power, that type of raw strength, man. Yeah. He's a special fighter, man, with that type of this freight train build. I mean, the guy's built like a truck. I wouldn't want to stand across the damn cage from that man.
Yes, with that type of body type, you don't want to get hit with the, whatever the bench press was, right? You got to make him miss those first 50 punches. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I don't think Grishin's the man for the job, but I do think at this level, Knight might find the chin. But watch out in the future, because I do think if somebody puts a nice jab in Knight's face, it could cause him some problems.
Yeah, towards the upper echelon, that's going to get tough. But right now, William Knight's style, I think he does very well against these back-end 205ers, man, even with the more experienced side, Grisham. But you know what? Knight's also getting better. I watched him on the Contender Series, and I was seeing a lot of holes, the chin's up in the air. Yep. He's definitely getting the right coaching and tightening up the little bit of screws that need to be tightened. I like William Knight for the win. I'm with you. By knockout. Betting side, he's an underdog, my guy. He's an underdog. Plus 150. Grishin minus 155 is the favorite. If you want to go knockout prop, Knight by KO is plus 300. For me, that's a must play. Even if you're not throwing a ton at it, I'm on William Knight. I like him by knockout, as are you, Mike. I'm glad to hear that. We're on the underdog here, man.
There we go. Two good underdogs there. Blood Diamond, William Knight. Is that a parlay? I don't know. I'm just saying.
That might be the Mike Finch play of the week, bro. The dog play of the week.
Stay tuned for the lock of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, bro. Stay tuned. Let's keep on running, man. We got more action to talk about on this card. And for the people watching, smash the hell out of that like button. And let's talk our next fight. It's going to be Alex Perez versus Matt Schnell. Perez looking to bounce back from that Deiveson-Figueiredo fight, which is honestly aged like a fine wine now that he holds that belt again. You know, he lost to the best guy in the world. Matt Schnell, Bontorin lost. Honestly, that loss has aged well too, because Bontorin got a pretty good performance against Royval out there. Who do you like in this one, Mike?
Dude, I'm a fan. I've got to say that I'm an Alex Perez fan. You know, I loved his leg kick stoppage he was able to get. I love his Darce chokes. You know, I was just teaching Darce chokes today to my student because I was researching for this card, rewatching some Alex Perez fights. Damn, does he got some good chokes on the ground, brother. He could put people away. So, you know, Schnell might be a little underrated here. Schnell's a decent kickboxer, you know, throws that good kick. I like how he is strict old school Muay Thai, which is start with the punch, end with the kick. Strict old school Muay Thai. Bop, bop. He'll end with the low kick. You know, if he gets in a low kick battle with Perez, though, I think Perez has got it with that nasty calf kick. Who's better on the ground? I'm going to go Perez. I just feel like this is one of the more lopsided fights of the night. Is it the most lopsided fight of the night? Maybe, just because I have a lot of faith in Alex Perez. So, you know, don't underestimate Schnell's toughness. This thing could go all 3 rounds. I like Alex Perez on the feet. I like him in the wrestling. I definitely like him on the ground. Big win here for Alex Perez, getting back on the horse. AJ, must I say really quickly, though, this fight has been rescheduled like 4 freaking times. Okay, so what the hell has been going on? Maybe you could tell me, why the hell have these guys not fought the previous 3 times? What's going on?
There's delays with injuries. I can pull up the official reasons right here, because we've been canceled literally 3 previous times. It was supposed to happen May of last year. Perez withdrew. Then it's supposed to happen in September. The fight's just rescheduled. It's supposed to come out. Okay, they're going to do it in December. There's medical conditions on the Schnell side. I think we broke this fight down together, if I'm not mistaken, a while back. I love the game of Perez, bro. The calves are just fantastic, the way he attacks the calf. Formiga's leg is still in that octagon somewhere. You look, you look at his top
legitimate pressure. KO from calf kicks, like not one where you hurt the calf and then threw some punches. No. Only calf kicks, and then the fight was over.
That's it. That was awesome. I love the stand-up game. Dude, I think Perez is still in the running. Like, don't sleep on him just because Deiveson-Figueiredo caught him in that submission. It was a fight up until that moment. It was a great technique by Figueiredo, who's a legend at this point in the flyweight division. I feel like Perez, too, he has advantages when they get close. Schnell, I don't feel like he is a sloppy fighter, though, which is one thing I got to respect about Schnell. He works a jab. He'll close distance well. He keeps his hands close to his face. He does that like left, right, left type feint to try to get you thinking the other way. Perez is not falling for those. I think inside, Perez can actually land some pretty heavy hooks, and then they'll clinch up potential takedown attempts. I like Perez, man. I like him to win, potentially by a finish, too. I feel like he wants to make a statement now. He's going to go for this finish because he's been out for a while. He's been forgotten amongst the top contenders. This was a guy that's now just 1 fight removed from fighting for the belt. I think right now he's like, hey, y'all must have forgot. And he's trying to get himself back in the top, man. I think he can get a stoppage here.
Agreed. Just 2 things going against that are, 1, Matt Schnell has been more consistent. He has fought more recently, right?
Yeah.
So is ring rust a factor? Will we have a slower, less output from Perez? That's a question mark. And then another question mark is, well, what's the most likely way that Schnell will win the fight? It's his triangle, dude. Matt Schnell has one of the best triangles I've seen in the UFC. You know, he's got back-to-back wins with triangles. It's nasty. You can't play around in his guard. Is he going to triangle Perez? No. Perez all day.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% on that, bro. But Perez, as far as the betting goes, the bookies are all over it. Minus 370 favorite, Schnell, plus 325. It's a parlay. It's not a money line bet on this one. If you're like, hey, but I want to play some type of prop, you could go the over 1.5 at minus 160. I like the over unders here. It's like, I think Perez can get it done inside distance, but I also think Perez could win a decision. We could be like, Schnell's not an easy guy to put away. You look at recent losses, Bontarin decision, Pantoja stopped him. Prior to that, he has a couple, TKO losses. So there is potential for Perez by TKO. I'm going to go the TKO side, maybe second round, like real mystic macking it. If you want Perez knockout, it's plus 190. Something there. I stay away from this one just because of those lopsided odds, but I do think it's the biggest mismatch on the card. So that makes sense. Maybe the odds are about right. Yeah, I think so, bro. I just think Perez is a step ahead all night.
In every area. That's the thing. It's not like, we're looking out for the big bomb from Schnell. I think Perez is going to outstrike him too.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun one for sure.
Only aspect that really leans the Schnell side, he's a tall guy. He's got a range edge, but it's not all that much. I don't think it'll make much of a difference. Perez for the win. We're both on that same side, bro. Glad to hear that we're on Team Perez in the house, bro.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm a fan. Count me in as an Alex Perez fan.
I like that, bro. I like that. I'll agree with you 1,000%. Let's keep on running. This one has legendary status attached to it. It's Roxanne Modafferi versus Casey O'Neill. This is huge. This is the final fight. This is Roxy's last. Like, if you're an OG, you remember when Roxy was on that 4-fight losing streak in Strike Force and outside of there, losing fights left, right. She turned it all around, made it to the Ultimate Fighter finale. She's been through a ringer of a career, a lot of experience. I believe her record's 25-19. That's not including the Ultimate Fighter house. There's probably other, matches that are not even capitalized on the record because there's a ton of experience. But she fights an 8-0 Casey O'Neill, who's looking like a legit prospect. This girl's heavy on top, pretty good with the clinch grappling, especially her takedowns from like that clinch position. I see her real advantageous against Roxy here.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Roxy really like threatens her all that much with anything besides, okay, maybe O'Neill's on top. Roxy throws up some type of submission armbar. She'll definitely shoot for a triangle. She'll shoot for her jiu-jitsu is where I think this fight will have the most possibility of upset, but I just really don't think it's all that likely, man. I feel like Casey O'Neill's going to do her thing and probably get a win. I'm thinking decision, but like it's Roxy's last fight. And maybe the universe is going to just drop her one last time. But what a better way for Roxy to go out by giving the first O to Casey O'Neill. So betting side of things, maybe you're thinking that. What do you think?
Insane. That'd be insane. I think Roxanne Modafferi has the least power I've ever seen in a mixed martial arts fighter. I think Roxanne Modafferi is going to have a lot of problems with O'Neil, man. If Alex Perez and Matt Schnell isn't the biggest mismatch, this one is, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, bro, I get that 100%, man. I think it's low likelihood Modafferi wins, but if you're on the betting side and you're betting with your heart, which is, a good way to burn money, you might as well get the
how AJ does it, right? It's the lighter out. Love. It's the love.
Don't do it off love, man. Do it from the brain, bro. Do it from the brain. Do it what you see. If I'm being 100% honest, man, I don't think Roxy has much of a shot here, but the odds plus 325, Roxanne Modafferi underdog, Casey O'Neill minus 360 favorite. Betting side on this one is going to be extremely difficult because like I could see O'Neil also getting a stoppage. Roxy's getting older and like you never know when a fighter is going to have that moment where it's like, oh shit, they got old fast. Just one fight. Already thinking about retirement. This is her last fight. She knows in her mind that could just lead to a bad performance too. Like, fuck this. I'm done. What the hell? I'm losing this fight. But I feel like knowing Roxy's character, she's going to give it 100% till the final bell. I expect the final bell to ring and Casey O'Neill's hand to be raised with the decision.
I think Casey O'Neill's going to finish her, brother. I think
really?
Look,
okay.
Casey O'Neill is a finisher, right?
Okay.
I know you got
Yeah.
that tapology up.
Let me
She
pull it up
chokes
official.
girls. She gets TKOs. She puts girls away. She doesn't go 3 rounds. So I think the most likely thing is that O'Neal puts her away with like some ground and pound from Mount or something. You know, I don't think this goes all 3. My
Okay.
humble
Okay.
opinion.
I respect your humble opinion, my friend. And I will give you the inside the distance play on Casey O'Neal right now. It is sitting at plus 190. So value wise, it's a lot better than betting minus 330 or whatnot for Casey O'Neal.
I mean, guys, it's a big mismatch. You know, I would look at it.
Yeah, it might be one to at least consider, man. We're both on the same side, though, of the O'Neal side.
Respect to Roxanne Modafferi, respect to the girl. You know, something that she definitely can still carry with her is her understanding of grappling. She's been grappling for a long time. She understands the positions. She knows the steps to get to submissions. When this fight gets hard, Roxanne Modafferi is tough. She still can find a way to win, but there's a reason why her record's almost 500. There's a reason why she's been on a losing streak, and there's a reason why Casey O'Neal is undefeated, finishing all these girls. You know, this is quite the mismatch. It's a mixed martial arts fight, but O'Neal all day.
All day O'Neal. I'm with you, bro. If you're on the heartfelt side, you want to play Roxanne, good luck to you. But we're on the O'Neal side here, both of us. And let's go to the featured prelim of the night. Legendary moment here for Andrei Arlovski, 43 years of age, fights Jared Vanderaa. I'm very excited to see this fight. I want to see if Arlovski still has it. It's another thing, right? 43. You don't know when the fall off is just going to happen and Arlovski's going to be gone. He's going to be a shot fighter. We haven't seen it yet because right now he's on a roll. He's got win streaks. He loses to Tom Aspinall. That's not a bad loss. Before that, he had a couple wins. He lost to Jairzinho Rozenstruik. When you give Arlovski back end guys at heavyweight, he tends to outpoint him over 3 rounds. Do you think this is the same situation with Vanderaa?
Andrei Arlovski should not be in the top few heavyweights, and he is. And you know, the thing that I see, the biggest difference I see between the two of them is that when Arlovski was in his prime, he was so fast and explosive and could finish people. Vanderaa is slow as a snail. Slow as a snail, bro. I cannot believe how slow that body kick is, and he hurts people with it. I mean, the dude hits hard. You know, so let me not be disrespectful. I'm very impressed by the amount of kinetic energy he gets behind the kick, but it comes in at 2 miles an hour. So that's a good pace for Arlovski. You know, I think old man Arlovski could pull this thing off. You know, I was talking to a great guy at picking fights, Mr. Kevin El Basri, and he was telling me he thinks Vanderaa all day. It's a big lock for him. And so, you know, we were going back and forth on it, and he started swaying me a little bit because I do think Vanderaa is more dangerous. And Arlovski's chin, you know, we got to question it. We got to question it in his 40s. It was questionable 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Decade ago, bro.
Yeah, a decade ago, straight up. You know, when he was getting knocked out by Rumble Johnson. How long ago was that? So, and Rumble Johnson used to fight at 170. So
I think he went decision with Rumble, actually, not to.
Oh, but Rumble broke his jaw.
Yes.
Rumble broke his jaw. Good point. Thank you for that correction. Thank you. He broke his face, but Arlovski did survive to the decision. Listen, I think Vanderaa got a lot of power. I think even if Arlovski is winning this fight, Vanderaa could crack him with some stupid hook or some stupid kick and hurt him and get him out of there. You know, I don't think that Vanderaa is ready to be in that top 3, top 4. I don't think he's doing anything with the likes of like a Cyril Gane, but I do think that him and Andrei Arlovski is a very competitive fight, and it's one that, you know, you would just kind of favor the younger man. You know, that does make sense to me. I'm going to very ever so slightly lean towards Vanderaa with a knockout.
Wow. Okay. I respect it, bro. I have to. I watch Vanderaa, man, and I think, damn, I think the same thing. Slow, right? His hands are not all that great. Arlovski's boxing is sound. At the end of the day, yes, he's an older guy. Yes, he's definitely far from his prime, but he has the fight IQ still to move, slip, close distance, in, out. But Vanderaa is a big fucking dude, bro. He weighs in at 265. He cuts weight to make that limit. He's a little bit taller than Arlovski, I believe. I'm 99% sure like there's only an inch difference, which isn't substantial. But when Arlovski fights big ass heavyweights, there's always a chance they touch the dome one time. Arlovski's going to sleep. Slightly reach favors Vanderaa, but it's 80 to 77. I don't think that's really a big factor. I'm like sitting on the fence, bro. But it's like hard for me to go against Arlovski simply because I think that he's just so much technically better with his boxing. And I don't see Vanderaa being able to just throw in some kicks and just crack them, keep range. I feel like Arlovski finds a way. But as I'm saying this, I'm seeing Vanderaa having moments here, man. So like, torn, very torn. I'm going to go the Arlovski side with a bit of hesitancy. I want to see him at weigh-ins. Maybe if he starts showing like signs of old age, I guess I might be swaying the other way on the day.
What are you going to be looking for? You going to be watching his walk?
I want to see
the old age sign.
So I really want to see how the body looks, and then I want to see how he moves, and then I also want to see the first minute of the fight, of course.
I see.
That's a
you like the
right?
live bets, bro. I
do like live,
bro.
I like live.
Never even. What the hell is that live betting? Who made this shit up?
It's pretty good.
Something to note is that Andrei Arlovski fights completely differently from the Andrei Arlovski who was the UFC heavyweight champion. The Andrei Arlovski who was the UFC heavyweight champion, gunning for your chin, trying to rip your ankle off, right? And I think that this type of Andrei Arlovski, the one who went for a while to train at Jackson Wink and got that Mike Winkeljohn style, looking down the gun, moving side to side, right? I really feel like that is going to serve him well in this fight. If he can be the matador, let Vanderaa be the bull, use the speed disadvantage Vanderaa has against him, get out of the way of the shots, there is a pathway to a decision victory for Arlovski. You just pulled up that rule number 1, be cautious with women's MMA. Polar opposite, my buddy. Polar opposite. I think women's MMA is the best to bet on, 100%. The craziest odds and the best ones. One of the earliest ones I liked was Holly Holm and Ronda Rousey. Holly Holm was some ridiculous amount of an underdog, and Ronda never fought anybody who moved around like Holly. So there's some obvious ones. There's some good ones to get over there. Rule number 2, he said, never bet on a 40-plus-year-old man. Brother, you're not making money on Glover Teixeira. You're not making money. You're missing out on cash, my man. I don't like these rules, man. No rules. There's no like hard lines here. You got to assess everything the way it is. Thank you for chipping in, though. I appreciate that. One more, Eddie Rodriguez, in the wise words of Cody Garbrandt, you can't condition that chin, bro. Enough said.
Yeah, you can't, bro. And if Arlovski gets touched, it could be night. I'll bring this matchup. I don't know, Ben Rothwell under Arlovski, though that was like 3 years ago now. And Arlovski was a smaller guy than similar fight, right? But does Arlovski still got it? I'm going to say that he has it and he gets a decision, but I don't know, man. I've been sleeping on this fight and I'm thinking about it. I'm not sleeping on it like I'm forgetting. I'm sleeping thinking about it. I'm dreaming about this fight and I'm trying to figure out which way to really strongly lean. As of right now, I'm still like a little bit on the Arlovski side, but dude, I'm concerned for certain. I like that you pick the underdog there because the betting side is the favorable one towards Vanderaa right now. Vanderaa, he's sitting at plus 140. That's pretty good. Minus 145 Arlovski. If you like Vanderaa by KO, Arlovski's been put out before. I have to note it. It's sitting at plus 400 at best value. So that's pretty good. That's a lot.
That's attractive.
That's an attractive play, bro. Arlovski's 43. I don't know.
Most likely way Arlovski wins, close decision. Use the jab, use the kicks, move around a little bit, kind of like he did with Tafa. Tafa's following him. Arlovski just keep moving. Just stay on the bike. How many more minutes we got? 3 more minutes. Keep moving. I got this. That's kind of the same thing he needs to do. Vanderaa on the other side, one shot. I think that's the best method to victory he can employ. That 400, dude, that's pretty wide, guys. That might be worth $1 or $2.
Yeah, no, Vanderaa did look pretty good against Tafa, bro. I was impressed. And then I don't know, man. It's interesting, bro. Arlovski had a close fight with Felipe Lins, who's now not in the UFC anymore.
Felipe, that's what I meant. Yeah. That's what I meant. Right?
No, I got what you meant. I knew right away, bro. They fought each other to a close ass decision. It's a similar fight.
That's what I'm talking about.
Tricky pick, man. But yeah, I'm gonna go the side of Arlovski. Torn though. I like that you're on the opposite side. The betting side would definitely be the Vanderaa knockout prop plus 400. Even though I'm picking Arlovski, like I'm very tempted, bro. I'm very tempted. Hey, let me throw a quick 25 at that to make 100, bro. I don't see why not here, and I think it's definitely possible.
I think that's by far the most likely way Vanderaa wins. That is it. Knockout.
Yeah, with you 100%, bro. I like it. Like disagreement, but essentially agreement at the end of the day, bro. It's the fight game, bro. You know, we're no matter what side you're on, there's
Hey,
definitely
I'm just glad I'm watching Andrei Arlovski
yes.
fights in 2022. Huh?
Yes.
If you would have told me that, like the first time I met Andrei Arlovski, I must have been 13 years old, and he was already, you know, champion, and he had already had all these accolades, and I think he'd fought Fedor that year. That was like roughly, it might have been maybe right before the Fedor fight. Dude, I'm almost 30. And I'm about to watch him fight on Saturday. This is insane. Congratulations to the Pitbull.
Yeah, he's had a long career, financially successful, certainly, and best of luck on the Saturday night fights, man. And yeah, he does have the greatest mouthpiece ever, the fangs, bro. I love it. I love it.
I was so young that I don't know, I was 12, 11 when I first saw that mouthpiece. I thought he shaved his teeth or something. I was like, Dad, look at his teeth. He's like, you dumbass, that's his mouthpiece. Ah, shit. You know, I had no idea. I was like 12 years old. I thought he shaved his teeth. I was so into it, dude. Yeah, Andrei Arlovski was the one the UFC liked to promote. If you guys remember, he was going back and forth with a big man, 6'8", 265. His name was Tim Sylvia, who just his body looked like a sack of shit, and they did not like promoting him. They liked promoting Andrei Arlovski, right? Shout out to Tim Sylvia, by the way, the maniac. I hate being like, you know, I'm very off the cuff, like it's just me and AJ. I think there's a few more people listening to this. Respect to Tim Sylvia, but he looks like Tyson Fury, yeah? Not quite the chiseled physique you want to put on a poster. And that was Andrei Arlovski. So the UFC loved promoting him back in the day. This is like the old guard. It's absolutely crazy that I get to still see him fight, and I hope he has the fang mouthpiece, Billy. Yes, shout out to the classic fang tooth mouthpiece.
I'm ready to see the fangs, and I'm also ready to get into the main card. So without further ado, let's jump to it. We'll start it off on the main card, Bobby Green and Nasrat Haqparast. If you're watching, smash the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Turn the post notifications on. If you enjoy the content, you think somebody you know might like it, share this content. Send it to somebody. It helps us out. Much love to all the followers, the people that are watching. You guys are fantastic. We appreciate each and every one of you. This is the Money Line every Thursday before the fights. Me and my man Mike Finch. We kick it. We talk the fight game. And we get into the potential best bets to play too. And let's talk the main card. We have to start it. It's Bobby Green versus Nasrat Haqparast. This is very cool to see. Bobby Green's on a little bit of a, I don't want to say a roll because he's lost fights recently, but he's looked good. Like he looked really good against Al Iaquinta. Granted, this was Al Iaquinta, hadn't fought in 2+ years, looked a little bit flat, a little slow on the feet. Bobby Green slept him, as he should have. Now he fights a young, hungry prospect in Nasrat Haqparast, disappointingly losing to Dan Hooker, which is not a bad loss by any means. Mike, kick it off, bro. Who wins this fight?
Bobby Green, even in losing, has momentum. Like, even in losing to Rafael Fiziev, he put up a great fight. You know, I really thought he was going to get blown out more in that fight. He was in his face. Did he win that third round? I mean, I think on some of the judges' scorecards, he at least had a second or third round there. He's a problem on the feet, man. Bobby Green is experienced at this point. And if you look at the way that his opponent has lost, Nasrat got knocked out by Drew Dober when he threw that leg kick. He got countered, and that's exactly what Bobby Green is great at. Bobby Green's great at letting his hands go. Bobby Green's one of the only guys in MMA who could do a legit Philly shell, could legit just make you hit that shoulder like he's Floyd and then come back and pop that jab out there. He makes it work for mixed martial arts. I like trying to employ that style. I always just feel like I'm going to get kicked in the freaking head. But Bobby Green, no problem. He does it to everybody. He looks great doing it. I love the matchup for Bobby Green. I think Bobby Green puts some punches together, puts Nasrat lights out. I got Green knockout.
Wow, that's confidence, bro. That's like, hey, I'm really on it, bro. I'm with Bobby Green. I'm with you on the pick. I think it's more technical, like close competitive decision, but he still edges out Nasrat, beating him by a fair amount. And I will say, bro, the reason he can pull off that slick style with the what is it, the Philly shell with the little shoulder roll action, I really believe that's because he has insane reflexes. His eyes are great. He can see, he can move, he can slip out of range. He evades shots so well, man. The hands are low. low. He throws shots from the hips. Nasrat is not able to even see that coming. I see Nasrat getting touched up by straights. I see Bobby talking to him a bit. I see Nasrat trying to close distance, more like traditional kickboxing style you get with Nasrat. Good style, technical guy, potential certainly, but Bobby Green is a proven guy, and I think he still has it. I think Bobby Green puts on a pretty impressive fight, and I am going decision though. I'm not feeling the knockout that you are, but I do like that you're picking it, as I would like to see it, man. If Bobby Green can go back-to-back KOs, 2022 is a huge year for this man.
I think 2022 is a huge year for that man. If you heard him at the press conference, he sounds very confident, very calm, very collected. And I don't think Nasrat's head movement is there. If Nasrat was better at slipping punches, weaving punches, I would be talking a totally different game here. He's not. I think he's getting clipped.
He's more stationary, like that typical kickbox style, moves forward. I see punches just landing, especially Green's so quick, man. And like, there's this unpredictability with Bobby Green that he brings to every fight. I see Haqparast getting touched up, pop, 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 pop. I feel like you're going to see Bobby Green do his thing, man. 3 rounds of work, win, unanimous decision. You like KO too, so there's definitely counters that are available. One thing to note, Nasrat is a southpaw, but Bobby Green confident out of both stances, which I think is just such an advantageous thing to have in MMA at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the big counter shots should be there because of the speed difference too, AJ. You know, Bobby Green, if he's firing on all cylinders, which he has been, man. I really think that he's been getting tough matchups. You know, of course, besides Ally Quinta. Even Ally Quinta's tough. It's just the timing.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't get the best Ally Quinta.
No.
I think he'll get a pretty damn good Nasrat, and I think he's going to be a terrible matchup for him, man. I like him in this fight. It does make sense that it goes all 3. That's completely possible. Plenty of Bobby Green fights do. But as far as the matchup goes, is Nasrat going to be able to get on top of him, hold him down? I don't see it. Is Nasrat going to be able to outstrike him? If Fiziev is going to like close decisions with him, no, I don't see it. Bobby Green all day.
Dude, yeah, he gave Fiziev hell on the feet, bro.
It's a tough fight, bro.
Some people were like, damn, like maybe he won. He definitely stole the 3rd round at the very least, you know, no matter what side you're on. That was a round 3, Bobby Green. He's slick on the feet. Even when he loses, it's impressive. Bobby Green for the win here. We both agree he is an extremely confident pick. He's somebody that I'm a big supporter of as well, man. I like his style. I've been following him a very long time. It's good to see him getting money and getting the big fights and getting some fucking publicity, bro. Bobby Green is getting that push. He's a marketable guy. I've always thought if he can get things going, like he's a guy you definitely can sell, man. Put him on a co-main event on a fight night card or something versus a top guy.
He's got the look. Yes, 100%. If you heard him at the pre-fight press conference, he was giving some major shout outs to the UFC. He said the UFC paid for his brother's funeral and, you know, was saying some real confident stuff. So I think he's comfortable fighting for the UFC. I think he's comfortable in the UFC nowadays. I don't think this is his toughest fight. His head's in the right spot, man. Watch out for him. This might be his year.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. I think it's going to be a fucking hell of a performance. I am on the same side as you, bro. Bobby Green for the win. Let's look into pure betting side. Now, odds for Bobby Green, -135. Fantastic value, guys. Nasrat Haqparast, +123, dog. I don't see Nasrat beating Bobby Green, man. It's just very hard for me to even envision that happening. Let's say you like Green wins by a KO. Mike's thinking it might happen. Let's see if he keeps flowing with the KOs in 2022. +455 for that. That's nice money, bro.
That's fat. That's super fat. Yeah.
It's +150 decision, but still, either way, Bobby Green getting it done. Money line it up, guys. It's great value to money line. Like, I don't even want to go crazy with the props there. I get -135. Even if I get it at -150, I'm playing it down with a good amount of cash. I'm confident in Bobby Green, man.
I like the money line advice. That does make perfect sense.
This is the one really to money line up. And yeah, he was on Bully Beatdown back in the day. That's an OG episode, bro. I want to go back and watch Bully Beatdown again. I missed that show.
Do you guys miss Mayhem Miller? You know, I used to, so when I would train at King's MMA, I'd go there for like 2 weeks during the summer. I was maybe 14 years old, 15. They just opened here in Huntington Beach, and they would have Mayhem Miller come in. And if you go in the back, they would have a Mayhem box. And the Mayhem box was just all the shit people left in the gym, because Mayhem always leaves his shit, his shin guards, his fucking whatever. You know, he'd always leave something in the gym. So they had the Mayhem box in the back. The guy is just as crazy as he appeared on that show. I miss Mayhem Miller.
I wonder what he's up to these days. You have any insight on that, Mike?
Last I heard, he got arrested because he broke into a church and was laying on the pews naked.
I would like to hear from my man Mayhem. I would like, if I could get in contact with him somehow, bro. I'd like to see what's up with him, man. He's a guy I've been following a long time. I always really stood with him on that anti-bullying thing. I thought
Hell
he
yeah.
was on it before that movement, bro. So I always
Hell
fucked
yeah.
with him heavy, bro. And no
Hell
matter
yeah.
what, I know he's got some personal struggles, bro. I'm always gonna be a big supporter of Mayhem, bro. And I hope he's all right, man. I really do.
I do too. Clearly somebody who suffers from some mental health stuff.
Yes.
So not trying to make light of that. I just think it's funny that he was arrested naked in a church. But with that being said, he is on social media. I have seen him put some stuff out. Even within like 6 months, I've seen him. So yeah, check him out, bro. Maybe we get him on the show.
That's what I'd like, bro. We gotta hit up Mayhem, bro. That would be a crazy episode.
It
That's
happened here, guys. We're hitting up Mayhem Miller.
him up.
Ask us next week if we did it, because we gotta report back.
I'm DMing him, bro. You DM him too. If everybody wants to DM him, they shut us out. He'd be like, hey, maybe he'll come on, bro. Hopefully he doesn't come on naked for us, bro. I'm like, Mayhem, put a shirt on.
Ratings,
Right,
bro.
right.
Come on.
You'd be X-rated, bro. Adults only, bro. Moneyline XXX.
Keep us up, YouTube. Don't pull us down, bro. Don't do us
great.
like you did JRE.
No. Hopefully not, bro. Well, that's a great one. Bobby Green for the win on both sides. We got more high-level action to talk about. It's Kyler Phillips versus Marcelo Rojo. I think this fight, maybe, I don't know, you might surprise me, Mike, but I think this one's kind of easy to break down. It's a dynamic kickboxer versus Rojo, a tough kickboxer, a guy with decent pressure, definitely can mix in some wrestling, has an okay game overall, but man, I'm high on Kyler Phillips. The Paiva fight was unfortunate, but he had great moments, and it was a learning experience. Do not overshoot for the finish. Keep doing your thing. If he lets the knockout come to him, I think he's going to knock Marcelo Rojo out, man. This kid, the Matrix, is a great nickname for him because he has that it factor on the feet. Very unique style. Not as crazy as Michel Pereira, but still a pretty damn wild style on the feet. I like Phillips, man. I don't see very much of a grappling threat from Rojo towards Phillips, too. I just think the stand-up's too much. I think range control will be on display. I'm kind of thinking Kyler Phillips, second, third round knockout, a more patient and mature Kyler than the last time. Definitely, I see him getting it done. What do you feel, Mike?
Yeah, I like Phillips too, but I wouldn't say I'm super high on him. I mean, we saw in the Pavia fight, you know, he gassed out. He started shooting from way on the outside, you know, doing things that I don't like to see. When I'm looking for somebody who you can bet on, who you can count on, I don't like to see that type of stuff. With that being said, the guy's got tons of tools, super explosive. I mean, he's got a deep set of weapons. You know, he likes to do spinning kicks, jumping knees. He's got good straight punches. He keeps a good light bounce on the feet. I really do like all of those aspects. You know, I think the one thing he's going to have to deal with in this fight is Rojo has better hands. You know, I think Rojo has got, you know, just better boxing, better, tighter punching. And so if they're exchanging punches, you know, is Phillips going to get clipped? If Phillips starts gassing out, can Rojo start putting some combinations together on him? You know, I think there is a danger for that to happen. With that being said, I think Phillips has more weapons to win. I think he'll get it done. Decision.
I like that. Okay. I like that you're on the decision side. A little bit of bringing Phillips down back to earth. You know, he's a huge favorite, bro. The odds are atrocious here. Minus 375 for Phillips. Rojo plus 340. So, like, you're getting no money line value. Now that you say you like decision, now it's hurting my potential knockout prop bet. It's plus 110 for Phillips. You like decision. It's actually better value. Phillips by decision plus 285. It's just, can Rojo make it that distance? If I look at Rojo, yeah, I will agree, bro. His boxing, he keeps it a lot tighter. Phillips, I feel like what he's going to do is he uses explosions and his awkwardness, bring in the kicks and whatnot to find openings in the Rojo guard, man. I like Phillips. I'm thinking stoppage, bro. Even though you're on the decision side, I do get it. We got the same guy winning, though, nonetheless.
I think a stoppage is super likely too. It's just a question of what Phillips are we going to see. I think the more evolved Phillips should actually be more reserved. You know, I would like to see him keep that karate bounce and stay on the outside and not take so much risk. I don't want to see him gas out in the third round again, you know. So if he's more patient, maybe that's the better version of himself. With that being said, Rojo has been finished. I mean, if you look at his losses, most of his losses are by finish. If you guys are betting on Phillips by finish, you ain't crazy.
No, you ain't. And this is a pretty great comment here, man. Mike, you want to read it off?
I have Kyler Phillips down as my ass shaving of the week. I think he runs through Rojo. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Yeah. AJ, can you help me out with that one?
That's his ass shaving week. He's saying that's like this is gonna be a beatdown. This is Uncle Weezy. He does some breakdowns himself, man. He's a savage, bro. Got to show some love to him, man.
More
I
than
like it.
Roxanne Modafferi and Casey O'Neill. This is more of a mismatch. Uncle Weezy, keep it real with me, bro. Keep it real with me now.
Let Mike know,
more of a mismatch?
Let Mike know, Unc. He'll get to us as soon as possible, man. I like the bet, like maybe inside the distance. We have somebody asking for a submission prop. If you like Phillips by sub, it's plus 525. Phillips by KO, as I said, plus 110. Phillips decision, plus 285. If you're like, no, I just want to stay safe inside distance, it's only minus 120. I suggest to you Phillips as maybe more of a parlay piece. If you're like, hey, man, I'm feeling like Phillips is definitely going to get it done, then okay, inside the distance, and you're like, yeah, let's jump on it. Under 2.5, minus 160. But if I see a finish, I see it on the Phillips side. I really don't see, I don't know. I just don't see Rojo having much of a chance to upset him by knockout nonetheless, man.
I agree. I just find that if Phillips starts going for the finish early, if Phillips starts blowing his gas tank out, I think Rojo has an opportunity in that third round. I do. I do think he has better hands. With that being said, Phillips likes to keep a pretty nice range, pretty nice pocket. And when Phillips gets more on the balls of his feet, he looks better. So if he's smart, he could pitch a perfect game in this one. Yes.
I'll agree with that sentiment, man. I'm going to go stoppage. You're going to go decision. Same guy winning. Kyler Phillips, high confidence on his side, man. But the odds are just not juicy, bro. There's no juice in the sales of those odds at all, bro.
Agreed. They're too wide. I don't like those. If you guys are going to go for some wide odds, I think the O'Neal over Modafferi or Perez, I like those fights better. Just saying. Yeah. Just my humble opinion. What the hell do I know?
I respect that humble opinion, my brother. Let's jump to the next one. Jared Cannonier, the Killer Gorilla versus Derek Brunson. Blonde Brunson has turned it around. He is in the #1 contender fight now. This is the biggest opportunity of his career. It's really win or bust. Problem I have with Brunson. He says, I think I just have two more. This one and then Adesanya for the belt. I said, Brunson, are you trying to not get the title fight? Are you trying to not get the title fight? My guy, think that, believe that, know that. Do not say that at the fucking media day, because now Dana White's saying, shit, Sean Strickland, give him the call. Give Sean Strickland. What are we doing here, bro? Why would Brunson say it? If he wins, now he's in serious trouble. But also the concern is he having self-doubt? How much longer do I really want to do this? And now you're fighting Jared Cannonier. I never heard Cannonier talk about retiring. He's ready to go to war each and every time. And he's a dangerous striker who has takedown defense for certain, man. He survived against Gastelum. My thing is this. I think Derek Brunson is a better technical wrestler than Kelvin Gastelum, especially at 185. Brunson can get your legs. He's going to get you down, man. He can out-wrestle a lot of the top dudes. He's definitely, I feel like, maybe the best wrestler in that top 5 right now, as far as the pure wrestling accolades. Can he get this fight to the ground? I think it's something that we're going to learn early here. Live betting is a good factor, though. I'm leaning the underdog Brunson side, my brother. What do you think, Mike? Am I crazy for Brunson?
I like Brunson too. I was speaking again, Kevin El Basri, phenomenal, does a phenomenal job betting, and I'm going back and forth with him today, and he said one of his locks of the year was Cannonier. He's extremely confident in Cannonier in this matchup. This is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing blonde Derek Brunson as a 2.0, 3.0 version. I think he's much better than he was. Yes. So when you look back at his old loss to Israel Adesanya, when you look back at some of the old fights, I think his MMA wrestling has gotten much better. I think his confidence has gotten much better. His ability to put it all together. I like him in this fight, man. I do. I think in 3 rounds too, just a couple takedowns is all he really needs. With that being said, Cannonier is dangerous on the feet. Do not play around with Cannonier. This dude was a heavyweight, okay? He still packs that heavyweight power. Cannonier is going to be hell to take down, no question about it. But, is Cannonier going to knock him out? That's really my question here, because if Cannonier can't knock him out, I don't see him winning this fight, man. I like Brunson. I think Brunson holds him on the fence. I think Brunson hits a couple double legs, tires him out a little bit, is able to put a couple punches on him. I'm sure he gets hit back, but as soon as they start exchanging, boom, 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 that level change and that shot's going to be there, man. I like Brunson 2.0. Blonde Brunson is a problem. You just touched on such an interesting thing that he says he's going to retire after 2 fights after the title shot. Bro, you're blowing it. You're blowing it. We can all see that why would the UFC invest in you? Answer me this, guys. Why hasn't the UFC brought Triple C in to fight Volkanovski? Because he's
gonna
retire with the belts. This doesn't make sense for business. It's a business, guys. So why would Brunson shoot himself in the foot? It makes no sense for him to announce this. I appreciate the honesty, Derek. But what are you doing? Let me give you a personal story. I was 4-0 as an amateur. I wanted to compete for the amateur title in Illinois. That was for HTMMA. Do you think I told them as soon as I win this title, I'm going to retire? No, I won the title. And then on the microphone afterwards, I said, I'm done. I'm out. Peace. So, you got to do it GSP style, man. You got to win the belt, then dip on him. You can't blow it beforehand. So you're 100% on point. The guy shot himself in the foot. I don't like that decision. That does not show a very good strategic mindset on the side of Derek Brunson. In the cage, I like him in this fight. Out of the cage, what are you doing?
What are you doing, Brunson? I'm with you, bro. I think he wins, especially 3-round fight. Concern is the 30-foot octagon. If Cannonier can get space, there's a factor. So, it's not throw the house at this dog. This is a mismark. Not at all. It's can Brunson implement the game plan, which is wrestling and control? Can Cannonier find the chin? Can he keep Brunson off of him? I think it's a lot easier said than done. Brunson training over at Sanford MMA as well, bro. You definitely know there is serious improvements in his overall game. I've liked the striking better of Brunson. He looks so much better. He's not that crazy Brunson that's sprinting at you with his chin up here. That Brunson's long gone. That Brunson does not exist. This guy is a threat, and I believe that he can beat Jared Cannonier. I'm not saying that he's going to capture the belt, and I'll be honest with you, he might have shot himself in the foot as far as title shot, which just makes no sense to me. I don't know why he did that to himself, but I think that Brunson still gets it done nonetheless, assuming that there's not some secret reason why he's going to retire. Maybe there's an injury or something. Is there anything crazy? I hope not. Assuming it's 100% Brunson, I got Brunson decision.
I like it. Yeah, Brunson decision's the way to go. I think that's by far the most likely way he wins the fight. I'd be pretty surprised to see a submission. I would be shocked to see a knockout. Versus if you're betting on Cannonier, which is not crazy. I mean, this is quite a competitive fight. Cannonier is very capable. And AJ put his finger on something that's so important, guys. The size of the cage is larger. These guys are going to have more room to move. That really helps a striker who doesn't want to set their feet, So that plays into Cannonier's game pretty damn well. If a wrestler has it their way, they'd rather fight you in a phone booth, man. So, Dana not giving him a shot. Yeah, you guys are 100% right. I think Jared Cannonier has a great chance to win this fight, decision or knockout. If you're going Cannonier, if you're going Brunson, 90% chance if Brunson wins, I think it's by decision. That is more than likely the way to go.
Yeah, I'm with you, my man. I'm with you. And I'm looking at the odds. They're juicy on the Brunson side, plus 145. He's more of a money line dog for Cannonier. He's minus 150 as the favorite. Brunson wins a decision. I'm not suggesting these props. It's plus 255. Cannonier by knockout, of course, has to be mentioned. That's plus 120. So he could find the chin. I think he could potentially put Brunson away. Something interesting, over 1.5 is minus 185, which isn't bad either if you're a big over and under type player. I don't think that's any bit bad, man. I think there's some solid value in that because I don't know, man. Unless Cannonier finds that chin early, which I think is a lot easier said than done against today's Brunson, I think we're going distance, 3 rounds.
That would make sense. The only way Brunson does it otherwise, I think, is by getting to a mount, getting to the back, start cranking on that face, start gunning for a TKO. That would happen more than likely late, though. So I like where you're going with that, man. I'm thinking Brunson decision. I love the fight. Love the fight. These 3 big fights at the top of the card. Dude, I'm pumped.
I like it, bro. This is a great featured bout of the night. I think very, very interesting because you got the main event for the belt in the same weight class and you got a little sneak peek into who might be next. Brunson, unfortunately, might have just took himself out of the conversation. Cannonier with a win is definitely the guy, I feel like, though. That's a certainty, I believe, at least. Unless there's a Robert Whittaker upset over Adesanya trilogy fight.
That's who Izzy wants. Israel Adesanya wants to fight Cannonier. Only makes sense. It only makes sense, And then Strickland's a new blood too. So I don't know why they were just saying that at the press conference. Well, it looks like you're going to start rematching some people in your division. What are you talking about? Strickland, Cannonier. We got new blood. What are you talking about?
Yeah, there's a lot of new blood, man. I was thinking that exact same thing. I'm like, what are you talking about? Only rematches. It's very circumstantial, these rematches. We'll see what happens. Me and you both think the Brunson side wins. As far as what's next for him, we will find out at a later date. But let's jump to the co-main event of the evening. It is powerhouse striking on display. The Black Beast, Derek Lewis, fights Tai Tuivasa. I believe these savages are going to go to work. And at the press conference, they definitely seem like that is their intention. Striking, looking for the KO. Maybe Tai Tuivasa goes against the grain and somehow tries to take Derek to the ground. A lot easier said than done. Curtis Blades, high-level wrestling. He couldn't do it these days. I guess Tai Tuivasa has the element of surprise on his side, but I don't see him as that type of guy. I think he wants a win over Derek Lewis by knockout. And you know Derek Lewis wants the KO. That's his whole game. It's power, knockout, pressure. You can be leading the way, and he touches the chin just one time, and the fight ends immediately. Tai Tuivasa's improved so much, though, bro. Like, back a while ago, he lost to Sergey Spivak. We're wondering, damn, did he lose a step? Is that it? Is Tai Tuivasa overrated? He proved that he's a good damn fighter. And on the feet, he's nasty. Chopping low kicks. He moves very well for a thick boy like he is. Power on the overhands. But damn, bro, Derek Lewis is a different beast than everybody else in the division. Both guys huge. I don't think Tai has an option of clinching and pressing Lewis against the cage. I don't think he'll be super successful there. I think that Lewis is the physically stronger guy by a bit. And even though both are, chubbier heavyweights, a little more muscle on the side of Derek Lewis, which will come in factors, I believe, in the clinch. I also think the KO power favors Lewis. I'm going Derek Lewis, win by knockout, first round. What do you think, Mike?
Love this fight. You got Tai Tuivasa, the home run hitter, against the Black Beast, the Grand Slam champion of the heavyweight division. If you're showing up there in Houston, bring your catcher's mitt because somebody's head is going to be flying into the stands. These are the two KO boys in the heavyweight division right now. No, it's not Francis. No, it's not Cyril Gane. These are the two punchers who are going to go toe to toe and always try to take the other person's head off. If these guys hit you one time, it's a wrap. The thing I haven't seen is how will they deal with getting hit by the other man, right? If Tai Tuivasa puts the hammer on Derek Lewis, is Derek Lewis going to eat it? And if Derek Lewis puts the hammer on Tai Tuivasa, how is Tai going to deal with it? That's actually the biggest X factor for me. It really comes down to who can take that power shot. Because I'll tell you this, their offense, like you rate them in a video game, offense way up here. Defense, so I think they're both going to land on each other. What body's going to drop first? If you look at the stylistic matchup now, Derek Lewis likes to play possum. Derek Lewis likes to pretend that, he's got to take a shit or whatever he said, right? Oh, he hit me in the body. I had to go to the bathroom when he did the my balls was hot deal, right? He likes to play a little possum, pretend that he's hurt and try to make you come forward and walk into something big. With that being said, Tai Tuivasa likes to put pressure on people. He's over just confidence on top of confidence. He's been getting these KOs. He looked really impressive in his last couple fights. Is a shoey gonna happen? Is a cuppy gonna happen? I have no idea. I would never bet on this fight in a million years. But if you're gonna put a gun to my head and make me pick, I've got to go with the proven results. And I've seen more proof that Derek Lewis can finish the night. With that being said, don't sleep on Tai Tuivasa, man. What I don't know is who's going to have the better chin? And I think Derek Lewis might be the answer to that question.
He eats, bro. He takes a good shot. I mean, you look, even when he's been knocked out in prior fights, it's more so, okay, he's getting fatigued. He's tired. Mark Hunt TKOs him in fourth. JDS TKOs him. Cyril Gane TKOs him. He's not getting put out in one shot since way back in the day, fighting Sean Jordan, Matt Mitrione. This is like early days Derek Lewis. I feel like we're going to see Derek Lewis touch that chin. He's going to get the knockout. It's a fight, man. And whoever lands first and flush is going to get the win. We might be saying Tai Tuivasa by KO, though. Certainly, I wouldn't mind seeing the shoey. Hopefully, you see me do one as well on the Fight Companion. Make sure you guys tune into that, man. You know, that's always a blast. And the shoe will be here, ready to rock. Actually, I got it set next to me already for Saturday night, bro. We're ready to go.
This guy is a savage. He will legitimately spit in the shoe. If you guys have not seen AJ do this yet, this is not the Americanized shoey. No, he's hawking the loogie. He's taking all the shit that's in that shoe. That ain't clean shoe, guys. He ain't playing around. This is the real deal.
Yeah, the real deal shoey might be on display. I hope it's on display Saturday for the Fight Companion. Little plug, man. Make sure you guys tune into that. I'm going Derek Lewis, though. Knockout. We're both on the Lewis side, bro, by KO. But yeah, I'm with you, man. It's like you're playing with fire, betting either of these guys. But we have to talk odds. -170, Derek Lewis money line. Tai Tuivasa +165. Fight does not go the distance. Get this value. -550. Nobody's expecting this fight to go long here. Can you imagine some genius bets goes distance? We're looking at a staring match like the Ngannou fight, and we end up looking at 3 rounds. I hope not. I really hope not.
It's possible. It's possible that happens. I think that, you know, when two guys have big guns, right? Like right now, we used to have a lot of wars, right? And then nuclear weapons happened, and it's been a little more quiet, right? You know, Russia's looking at the U.S. like, we both got nuclear weapons. Like, maybe we should be careful. And that's sort of what happens when you have two power punchers against each other. You know, sometimes they both decide, you know, I kind of don't want a broken jaw tonight. I kind of feel like, you know, throwing a couple jabs and trying to eke this one out on the scorecards. That's possible. With that being said, we're in Houston. We're in Houston. This is where Derek Lewis needs this W, right? And look at Tai Tuivasa coming off of all this momentum. I think they're going to deliver exactly as promised.
Yeah, it's kill or be killed warfare here, bro. I think this is going to be the fight to watch all night. This is like the people's main event as far as the chaos goes. This is what you think about when you hear casual MMA fans that say, I just stand and bang. This is the fight. This is stand, bang. Who's going to drop? We'll find out on fight night. We're both on the side of Derek Lewis. Fully acknowledge Tai Tuivasa. Interesting note that I'm going to tell you this. Knockout by Derek Lewis. Value isn't great with the prop. It's -125. On the opposite side, Tuivasa is a +250 by KO. So less confidence for the people at the bookie side of things, right? The people really making everything up for our odds and whatnot. It's possible either way, man. I'm going Derek Lewis. You're going Derek Lewis, but I will guarantee great fight, and I will guarantee inside the distance. And if it goes distance, I'll be shocked in itself, man.
You guys saw that Ciryl Gane was able to slowly overwhelm him. Although Ciryl Gane is a completely different fighter than Tai Tuivasa, it's possible to get that TKO over Derek Lewis. There's a pathway to it, right? So I wouldn't be shocked to see a Tai Tuivasa knockout. That line you read me was, you know, I feel like this is like pretty damn close to an even fight. You know, I don't see a huge reason why I would bet the house on either guy. With that being said, it might not look like that. It might look like Tai Tuivasa coming out left hook, right hand, the fight's over. It might look like Derek Lewis coming out uppercut, overhand right, over, right? It could be a dominant performance from either guy. That would not shock me either.
Touch whoever touches. It's ultimately touch. Touches it. That's it. Yeah. It's a great fight. I can't wait to see it. We have to jump to the main event of the evening. Israel Adesanya, Robert Whittaker. If you guys are watching, if you enjoy the content, smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Turn those post notifications on too. The money line, baby. I'm with my man Mike Finch, and it's the main event. It's Israel Adesanya versus Robert Whittaker. Mike, I have to give you the floor for this main event. What is going to happen when these two savages fight once again? The rematch is here upon us.
I love the fight. I love the fight when it was first announced. You know, Israel Adesanya got a vicious knockout. Everybody seems to remember that first fight as this huge blowout by Israel Adesanya, huge level difference. But if you guys look back, what Izzy was doing a lot was exiting out the back door. It was very close many times to Robert hitting him. And what Izzy kept doing was leaning back. Somebody who's really smart in the comments, tell me quick. What happened when Jan Blachowicz started to key off of Israel leaning back? When Israel started leaning back, what did Jan Blachowicz do? Oh, yeah, he took him down, right? So that blitz style that failed Whittaker the first time could be the mixed martial arts fight he needs to create this time. It seems that the blueprint to beat Adesanya is pretty obvious. Adesanya is extremely mobile, extremely hard to hit. However, if you can get him to lean back and he gives you his hips, he's not the best grappler we've ever seen. If you can put him on his back, there's opportunities to potentially hold him down. With that being said, is that Whittaker's style? Not really. Even though Whittaker has shown some takedowns, even though Whittaker is a complete mixed martial artist, if you guys remember, him and Yoel Romero did try to grapple Robert Whittaker. Yoel Romero did put Robert Whittaker on the ground. Robert Whittaker got right up. Robert Whittaker can grapple with Yoel. Robert Whittaker can grapple with anybody. So who's stronger, Yoel or Izzy? You know, I feel like he can grapple with Izzy too. That's a much more, that's like an X factor, a thing that we don't know what happens when Robert Whittaker makes this an MMA fight. We do know what happens when Robert Whittaker just rushes in with big bombs. He doesn't hit Izzy very often, and Izzy can find a nice hook. With that being said, this is not the Israel Adesanya that fought him the first time. This is not the Israel Adesanya who lost to Jan Blachowicz. This is the man who's learned from those mistakes. This is the guy who just showed us against Marvin Vettori, who is a damn strong human being, you know? I had never seen a fighter train more than Marvin Vettori. I see him all the time at UFC Gym Huntington Beach. He's at King's MMA every day. He's going and doing strength and conditioning with Chase. This guy is just a freak, an absolute freak. And Israel Adesanya did fine. You know, Israel Adesanya was in some bad spots with Vettori, was able to negate the wrestling, get back to his feet, get Vettori off of him, get out of some hairy situations, and overall had the better wrestling in the later rounds specifically. So, you know, how is Robert Whittaker going to out wrestle him when Vettori couldn't? You know, that's looking like more of the Israel Adesanya I'm expecting. The type of guy who showed up against Marvin Vettori, who can defend the takedown, stay more balanced on the feet, quit leaning and trying to run away when somebody's striking at him. Instead, use his feet to move in and out, right? Because that's really where he's going to find those nice counters this time around. I like Israel Adesanya in this fight. I got to go with the champ. I'm going to take the champ in a much more competitive fight, but potentially with a late finish. I think he's the better striker, and that's saying a lot because Robert Whittaker is a damn good striker. I think he's going to either win, 4 out of 5 rounds or something, right? Or find that late finish. I'm kind of leaning late finish at this point, but I will say that I expect a much more competitive fight and a different fight from the first time.
Yeah, man. I think it's definitely more competitive than the first one. But when you look back at the first one, you said it right. It was not a complete washout like people really, had the assumption that it was just seeing the highlights. Robert Whittaker missed by inches on big strikes, kicks. He loves that 1-2 duck kick. And if he lands it on the chin, anybody in the world can go to sleep. Adesanya just has such good reflexes. He evades shots extremely well. His counter striking is on point. His boxing is crisp. His low kicks are fantastic. He avoids the attack of Whittaker so well. I think stylistically, like Adesanya is just such a hard matchup for Rob. Physical attributes strongly favor Adesanya. He's a much taller and longer guy. You look towards the size. Robert Whittaker is 6 feet. Adesanya is 6'4", 80-inch reach to 73.5. At that level, it does make a difference, especially with the precision and the technical abilities of Adesanya. I see Whittaker trying to press, but definitely a lot more patient than fight one because he knows those counters by Adesanya can be the death of him at any moment. I still think this fight is a lot of stand-up, and it's the fight that Adesanya gets a stoppage in. I'm thinking 4th round, maybe TKO, KO. He lands that counter shot, puts Rob down. I feel like it's going to be hard for Rob to even pick up rounds here, man. I just don't think that's super easy for him. Like, I don't know. Do you think Rob wins a round or two here?
It's possible. It's definitely possible if he's doing things like catching kicks, if he's doing things like capitalizing once Izzy leans back, hitting the double legs. There is a pathway, and Jan Blachowicz showed us a pathway to beat Israel Adesanya. Much easier said than done. And I think that, and you've heard Robert Whittaker say it now, the X factor that's gone for Whittaker is he understands how hard it is to hit Israel Adesanya. When you are in there with a creative striker who moves as well as Izzy, who has that aura about him, who has that weird timing where every time you seem to find you think his chin's right there and then you just hit air. You're like, how the hell did I miss, And he's got to go back and watch that. I know what that feels like, and I can only imagine what it would be like when you're striking with somebody on the level of Israel Adesanya. When you miss big, you spend a lot of energy, and Robert Whittaker did that over and over again. So to answer your question, AJ, I think if we see a patient Robert Whittaker, a guy who's back on just chilling on the balls of his feet, taking his time, making sure this fight's a 25-minute fight where he wins 3 out of 5 rounds, yes, this could be a close fight where, if you guys remember, I keep going back to the Jan fight, but it's where we saw some holes in Izzy's game. The rounds were really close, right? If you can just block Izzy's shots, stay on the outside, make Izzy come to you a little bit, the more boos in the crowd, probably the better for Robert Whittaker. Then you could start finding some stuff on Izzy, and if Izzy's got to come get you, that's when things get interesting. And if the round's close, 1 takedown's all you need, man. Yes, I do think it's possible that Robert Whittaker wins some rounds. Yes, I do think it's possible this thing goes to a close decision. All that makes sense to me. What I think the biggest difference between the two of them is that Israel Adesanya has this gifted athleticism, this gifted timing, long rangey, and then one more key thing: Israel Adesanya is in the middle of his prime. All those things put together lead to an Israel Adesanya W on Saturday for me.
I see it, bro. I think Adesanya is just different level standing. I think that Rob will have a hard time closing distance. Even moments that he'll have, I don't think they're super dynamic. I feel like Rob's game is just stifled by Izzy's counter striking in range, man. Like just Robert Whittaker is like realistically the number 2 guy in middleweight. If there was no Adesanya, I see Whittaker holding that belt and giving people hell. I mean, he beat up Jared Cannonier, who's now in the number 1 contender fight. Robert Whittaker's real, man, and he's a fantastic fighter, former champion. But Adesanya, I just think, has that secret sauce to beat him, bro. I think stylistically, it's the matchup that favors him. I'm going Adesanya. I like stoppage. I think maybe a counter left hook could land. Expect some body kicks. Expect Whittaker going for it, but definitely more conservative than we saw that first time. But Rob is still the guy that he needs that finish. He's going to go for it. He's like, man, I'm getting this guy back. Rob's a savage, and I got to show some love to him. Adesanya, I just feel the presence of him is going to be a problem for Rob. I don't know if you saw the press conference, but it's like, I don't want to just compare everything to press conferences. I'm talking about purely what happens in the fight is what's going to happen. But little sign, I just didn't feel all that confident in just Robert Whittaker's composure. Even it seems like Izzy's got a little bit maybe in his head, a little bit like, damn, this guy fucking knocked me out. I'm going to beat him. Like Rob didn't give me that confidence that I wanted from a guy coming back. Like, listen, I'm going to show him this time. That first time wasn't the best of me. Like, you'll find out. He seemed a little more, hey, we'll see what happens on fight night. Whereas Adesanya is like, nope, I'm definitely beating you. It's not going to be competitive. And I got this fight. I love the confidence from Izzy. He just signed a huge deal with the UFC. I think he's really the star right now as far as the UFC goes. And I expect that star to shine brightly, baby. Adesanya for the win. Let's look into the odds, though. Pure betting side. I do want to bring up some notes real quick, Mike.
Please. Yeah, styles make fights, AJ. So, Israel Adesanya's got the style to beat Robert Whittaker.
The style bender, bro. He bends that style of Rob, man. He might even bend the jaw as well once again. Now, looking at the lines, minus 255, Adesanya is a big favorite. Plus 235 for Robert Whittaker. If you're leaning towards maybe some overs, if this fight goes a little longer, over 2.5, minus 235. I don't love over 3.5, minus 160, but I definitely could see Izzy getting it done earlier. Prop side of things I'm not crazy about. Plus 180 Adesanya. Maybe like a real strong play on Adesanya if you're throwing money down. Not necessarily loving the pure aspect of props and whatnot here, but Adesanya for the win. You could go money line. It's not great close money, but it's the Adesanya show. I think he caps off the main event with a great title defense and keeps building that legacy, baby.
Exactly. I see the same thing, man. He is one of those unique athletes that come into the sport and change the division and change the way that people approach it. And man, he's just at the top of his game right now. He looks so strong, so good. I think people are still underestimating him after the one loss he had in the UFC. But I think that this is a great chance for him to showcase 2022 Israel Adesanya. Look, he's the best counter striker in the division, and if Robert Whittaker is going to win, make the counter striker come to you. I hope that's the fight we see. Honestly, guys, I hope you guys have a blast watching Derek Lewis and Tai Tuivasa beat the shit out of each other. But then in the main event, I would like to see a conservative Robert Whittaker make the champ come to you, try to counter the counter striker a little bit, mix in some feints with the takedown so he doesn't know if you're going to punch or shoot. That could be a recipe for a very interesting fight.
Definitely, bro. Fight that I cannot wait for, man. Israel Adesanya, Robert Whittaker 2, the rematch. We'll see what happens on fight night. We still got more, though. This is not the final subject. You know what time it is, bro. It's time for the Moneyline lock of the night. Lock of the nighttime, baby. We got to talk about what I feel and Mike feels are the locks of the night. For the people watching, give us a like, subscribe if you're new. It's time. Moneyline lock of the night, name of the show. What better way to give us the favorite Moneyline plays from me and Mike? So I'm going to start it off, Mike. I got to kick it with Bobby King Green. I think the value is almost a steal, man. It's so good. I'm all over Bobby Green. Give me the king, Bobby Green. I wish he was mean Bobby Green. I feel like that would be a pretty cool flow to it too, bro. But Bobby Green for the
Hit him
W.
up. DM him, bro.
DM him, say, listen, bro, mean Bobby Green's the name, my brother. What are we doing here? You probably like, who's this moron? But Bobby Green for the W. I think he gets it done. I think he puts on a display here. I think the value is great. I mean, what did we say it was? I believe it was what? Minus 135 best value, even if it's minus 150. I love it. I am all over that play. Experience is a real factor here. And I think experience is the best teacher. Bobby Green's got the juice to take out the very tough up-and-comer Nasrat Haqparast, but Bobby Green for the dub. Mike, give me your money line lock of the night.
Look, guys, I like a couple fights in this one. My favorite underdog, definitely Blood Diamond. Definitely keeping an eye out on him. I think the biggest mismatches here, obviously, Casey O'Neill against Roxanne Modafferi. I like Alex Perez, but if we're going to have to pick one lock of the night, I want to make it so the odds aren't too wide, right? The fight that makes sense is Bobby Green. Bobby Green money line all day. It just makes perfect sense, guys. I think the odds makers have it wrong. The odds makers got this fight too close. I don't think it's going to look too close at the end of the night. Bobby Green, I agree with AJ. Lock of the night.
We're both on Bobby Green, guys, so that's some high confidence. This is a double lock of the night, the first ever. Last week, man, Chidi came through for me quick. I was like, oh, shit, Chidi and Jaquani came through with that big dub. So keep it locked in for these money line lock of the nights, man. There's a lot of cash to be made. Mike came through with a big Bilal Muhammad underdog play as his lock of the night.
Should I go Blood Diamond then? Because that's a dog. Should I go Blood Diamond? Should I go crazy?
If it's up to you, my man. Hey, it seems like Mike's feeling that Blood Diamond side. I gotta respect it, man. It definitely is possible. If you're on Blood Diamond, that's his dog of the night. Mike Finch's dog of the night is Blood Diamond for sure, man. There's some live dogs, man. There's some hella fights. Adesanya, I do think, is like another lock of the night per se, but the value just ain't there, right? We're talking about the betting side. I gotta give you something to play with. Guys, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Smash those damn likes. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. That is another episode of the Moneyline with my man Mike Finch. I don't know if he'll be live with me on fight night. I guess we'll get confirmation, after the show, potential Mike Finch appearance. But I will say my good buddy MMA Lock of the Night is thinking about hopping on for the main card. So Mike, if you are here, you get to meet him. That would be cool. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Brother, I know I'm not wearing my wedding ring because I left it in the other room, but it's Valentine's Day weekend. Fair. I got to take the girl out. I got a little plan. I promise, guys, I will be back for those lives. But if you want to put it up right now, our guy Keep Out here, hit that like button, everyone. We need 80 in the chat now, only 48 likes. We need 115 likes tomorrow night to make MMA experts, Mr. AJ himself, drink from, that's right, that shoe. He brought the shoe to show you. That is not a clean shoe, ladies and gentlemen. He just took a jog. He was out at the gym. He hit the sauna in that thing. There's some bacteria in there that's going to put his immune system way above COVID-19 level, bro. AJ is ready for the streets because he's out here doing these shoeies for you guys. Tune into the live on Saturday to hang out with AJ. AJ, even while I'm driving to go take my girl on a date, I'm be tuning in, brother. Have fun.
That's what I like to hear, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, people, definitely tune in. We're going to have shoeies. We're going to have chaos. We'll have Lock of the Night come on and chat it up with me, man, for the main card. So it's going to be a blast. Much love to everybody who tunes into the show. You guys are honestly fantastic. Smash that like button, man. We're doing great with these money lines. This is the early stages, guys. We're 8 episodes in. We haven't even hit double digits yet. We're taking over in 2022. Mike, let them know, where can we find Mr. Mike Finch?
we got the Mike Finch show going on. So you guys could check me out on my YouTube page. It's actually youtube.com/Mike Finch. If you type in Mike Finch MMA, you know you're going to see me pop up. Mike Finch show across all pages. My personal page is Mike Finch MMA. Stay tuned, guys. We're going to be interviewing more people. We're working on some cool stuff. Trust me, we're working on some awesome stuff. And you guys, you know, you can see me every Thursday over here with my man AJ at Moneyline. Keep it locked in at MMA Experts. And it's good to see all of you. Thank you guys for coming through. If you guys share this stuff, it helps us help you. We want to make more content for you guys. We want to hang out more. So please, guys, share it around. Subscribe. Follow us on all the social media outlets. I even made a TikTok. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm going to try. So I feel old, you know, with the TikTok. I feel 30 when I get the TikTok going, you know.
I can teach you a little something about
guys,
TikTok, my man.
We appreciate it. And that's how you could follow me and keep up with us. It's going to be some fun fist fights on Saturday. You got to keep it here with MMA Experts. Check out my guy, AJ.
Much love, bro. Enjoy the festivities, Mike. And you'll definitely be here in spirit with me, bro. I'll feel you screaming or doing some crazy eyes thing throughout the whole card. I'll send you some text throughout the night. Cannot wait for it, guys. Keep it locked in here. Like this, subscribe, check out all the content. I drop videos pretty much every day of the week. The live streams, of course. We are killing it on fight day with the Fight Companion. Much love, my people. I hope you guys enjoyed another episode of The Money Line. We're keeping it going. Big things coming this year. Make sure to stay tuned, guys. I'm telling you, we are here to stay, and we're here for the long haul, baby. We going straight to the top. Much love, my people. That is it for me and Mike. Thank you all so much, and we will see you all in the next one. Peace, guys.